Draymond Green, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know if you have some sort of insecurity. Remember when Draymond Green sent out the Snapchat with the penis pic, the dick pic, his two-toned dick? This is when he first got in the league, and that's fine. He's a young guy. You make mistakes. He sent it on Snapchat. And ever since you sent out that dick pic so long ago, Draymond Green, you've been a menace. And I don't know if it's because you have a two-toned dick or you have some sort of deep-seated insecurity, but you have something wrong with you. And it really bothers me as a true blue Golden State Warrior fan. And I'm sure all Golden State Warrior fans have this feeling. I'm sure that, like I'm a New York Knicks fan, but historically, I've loved the Golden State Warriors. I've loved this run with the Golden State Warriors. I've loved the We Believe Golden State Warriors. I don't have to sell myself. I love Chris Mullin, Run TMC. I was courtside, We Believe, Baron Davis, Steven Jackson. When they dismantled Dirk Nowitzki in his MVP season, I was literally courtside. I had better seats. I was sitting right in front at the Oracle Arena in Oakland. I was sitting in front of one of the creators of Apple. Okay, my seats were better than his. Baron Davis actually got me those seats. I was at that game when they beat the Dallas Mavericks in Dirk Nowitzki's MVP season. I was the guy that brought the broom to Cleveland. Risked my life. Game 3, Cleveland. Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Golden State Warriors. The Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors with Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and of course Draymond Green. I brought that broom. I'm a fan. It's not as like I'm a big fan of the Golden State Warriors as I am of the Knicks, but I do love the Golden State Warriors, and I've had a great time rooting for the Golden State Warriors. But Draymond Green, you make it really difficult to be a Golden State Warrior fan. And I wonder if true blue Golden State Warrior fans have this love-hate, like deep-seated love-hate relationship with Draymond Green. Because the thing we need to accept right now is Draymond Green is not going anywhere. He's got a contract with TNT or TBS. He's got his podcast, and he's going to be around forever. Sell him as the next Charles Barkley. You're not Charles Barkley. You know why? Because Charles Barkley, Draymond Green, has a sense of humor. You have no sense of humor. Now, maybe when you get a little older, you'll get a sense of humor, but you have no sense of humor about yourself. You take yourself entirely too seriously, which is why you probably do the things you do on and off the court. You say the things you do on and off the court. You need to take yourself a little bit less seriously. Listen, you should take yourself seriously about being a basketball player and an intricate part of all the championships and all the success of the Golden State Warriors. But if you're going to talk as much as you do, you at least got to be able to have some perspective on yourself and the things that you've done and the things that you've said. I hope you'll grow into that. And you could be like, I was such a when I played. I was a dirty player. I felt insecure. I felt less than. And I did anything I could to keep myself on the court and to keep myself in the game. Because when you try to hurt players like you've done season after season, when you kick people in the groin over and over and over. Remember when he had like some sort of dick kicking fetish, Draymond Green? Remember that? You've put your team in great positions, but you've also cost them championships. You cost them. Listen, they should have done what they should have done, but you got yourself suspended during the NBA Finals because you can't help yourself. You punched Jordan Poole, albeit Jordan Poole seems like he's annoying, but you punched a guy that looks like the lead singer of DeBarge. All this love is waiting for you. Draymond, you have a problem. And again, I don't know if it's that Draymond is a bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's an immature guy. And I think that there's a difference between being a villain on the court and then the things that you say off the court. You're a bully. Like I said, you punched Jordan Poole in the face, and Jordan Poole looks like he's the third guy in Mint Condition. You know the group Mint Condition? Pretty brown eyes. He looks like that guy. But where were you, Draymond Green, when Big Stu, Isaiah Stewart, looked like he was about to pick up and eat Steph Curry a couple of weeks ago? I don't think you want that Big Stu smoke from the Detroit Pistons. I was waiting for Draymond Green to come in with that flying Superman punch like he did with Jordan Poole when Isaiah Stewart kind of approached Steph Curry. And I'm not saying Draymond Green is ussy. I'm not saying he's this, that, and the third. I'm just saying you need to get a sense of humor. You need to get some perspective on yourself. The fact that you talked about Karl Anthony Towns and you suggested a couple of weeks ago that Karl Anthony Towns, big bodega, sat out the game when the Golden State Warriors were playing in New York because he didn't want smoke with Jimmy Butler. And then when you found out that it was because somebody in his family died of cancer, and you make this half-ass personal sort of kind of apology, and you don't just go, you know what, I was totally wrong when I said that. Things are bigger than basketball. I'm Draymond Green. You know who I am. You should be on that Kevin Durant. I'm Draymond Green. You know who I am. He kind of apologized, but he did it in his way, and then he starts plugging his podcast and all that. It's just like, yo, have some class, man. It's called class. You're making so much money. Money can't buy you class. And time doesn't seem to be able to inform Draymond Green of having some class. And the fact that he couldn't just own up and apologize flat out about suggesting that Karl Anthony Towns missed the game versus the Warriors because he was somehow scared of Jimmy Butler is just indicative of who Draymond Green, the same guy who kicked Steven Adams, the same guy that groin flicked LeBron James, he's kicking and flicking dicks and showing his own two-toned piece on Snapchat for years. The same guy that choked Rudy Gobert, the same guy that chest stomped Sabonis, the same guy that is criticizing Stephen A. Smith for what happened with LeBron. How much of LeBron James' balls can you hold in one hand, Draymond Green? Are you able to get both balls in one hand, or do you have to do it like this? You juggle LeBron James's balls. You are the media now. You're like, yo, we're the media. Yes, you're the media. You've become the same guy. You pick on people that you don't respect. You pick on people that you don't like, that you feel like you could bully. You're a bully. You're a bully. And you're talking about Stephen A. Smith, you'll come to LeBron James' defense. You're so enamored with LeBron James. Of course, all these players will go, Stephen A. Smith this, Stephen A. Smith this. So what are you, not going to talk to Stephen A. Smith? Ooh. What are you going to do? Not talk to Kenny and Charles? Ooh. Because you're the media, because you have a podcast now? Ooh. Podcasts are like, everyone has one, including you, Draymond Green. And the last game that the Knicks played in Golden State, they came back. Karl Anthony Towns did play, and Karl Anthony Towns was cracking that ass. He got in some foul trouble. And I got to tell the Knicks, yo, Draymond Green. I don't think we're going to meet Draymond Green again. Draymond Green. He's talking about your guy, and then afterwards, everybody's dapping this guy up and shaking hands. This guy. The only guy who ran through his chest was OG. OG ran through Draymond's chest as he should. What's with all the shaking hands on the court? We're going to see each other in the tunnel. The locker rooms, I don't know if you guys have been in the locker rooms of an NBA arena, but the Lakers are next to the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are right next to the Knicks. You can kiss, hug, take selfies. How's your family? You could do all that when no one's watching, especially when the guy's such. You don't have to dap this guy up, because the same guy that you're dapping up, Draymond Green, is the same guy that will step on your chest, choke you out, and then talk about you on his podcast. And like I said, yes, he did hit a layup versus the Knicks to seal the game. You're 6'8". Of course you should hit a layup. Couldn't be a factor the next night against the jokerless Nuggets. You lost that game. And your championships, Draymond Green, they just don't give you carte blanche to be a chump. Your championships don't give you carte blanche to be a carte chump. If you look at what this guy's done, he's the most physically and mentally abusive player in the league, who overshadows the joy that Steph Curry brings to the game. You somehow, some way have overshadowed at times the joy that Steph Curry brings to the game and brings to the Golden State Warriors. And you were playing like garbage all season long. You were playing horribly. You weren't contributing at all. And then Jimmy Butler came there, and yeah, you stepped it up. And I'm rooting for the Warriors, but you make it hard to root for the Warriors. You were out of line. with Karl Anthony Towns. You were out of line when you punched Jordan Poole, who again looks like the lead singer of DeBarge. He looks like El DeBarge or Chico DeBarge. That's who you punched. A guy that looks like Chico DeBarge, Draymond Green. But when Isaiah Stewart of the Detroit Pistons looked like he was about to grab your guy Steph Curry, where were you? Well, I didn't see you. I was literally expecting you to come flying into the screen and do something. I think you're a bully. I think you're a bully and a bull. And I think you need to grow up at some point and get some perspective on yourself. Have a sense of humor. Have a sense of humor. Say, yes, I f***ed up that 2016 championship team. I should have never gotten suspended. We were on our way to winning that series, and everything fell apart when I couldn't control myself, and I flicked the penis of my now best friend, LeBron James, my best friend whose balls I juggle. And I will, LeBron James doesn't need you to protect him, Draymond. When someone questions LeBron James or someone questions Bronny James or anything in the LeBron, like Draymond's like, I'm going to come in there and I'm going to say because that's my man. He don't need you. He don't need you to protect him. Trust me, he's fine without you. You've inserted yourself into his world and into his camp. He don't need you out there, Draymond. Get a joke book. Get yourself a joke book, okay? Heading into the playoffs. Lighten up. Yo, have you subscribed? Have you rated? Have you reviewed? Have you left a comment? Have you asked a question? Leave a comment. Ask a question. I see them all. I try to answer all of them. Thank you for watching.
I am Rapaport Podcast.